see Toby and Owen give you tips like that, Blitz.
I don't actually play a ton of Oracle, and I don't actually play a lot of the other hero, but I actually did know about that interaction, because I do know about the Constant Purge from SD. But I do like Lina versus OD a lot. It's a hero that naturally pushes in the wave. He outranges your Astral Imprisonment by quite a bit. Like, if you click around this hero, like hover around Astral, the range is so bad.
Yeah.
So you usually get hit, like you cop like 3 or 4 hits before you get Astral off. The way that your Astral works too, it sets up for Lina stuns every single time.
Right.
And naturally, you just don't mind the matchup because you've got high int to work out.
Okay, so our analyst backed Team.
Yes.
You've been backing Team's draft. I gave a little bit of insight into how Shadow Demon's really good here. So give me something, Blitz. What is good about TNC's draft? How are they going to win? That way we don't all look like fools.
I think this PA could very easily go off. It's not a bad Clockwork game at all.
Okay.
He's quite good against all these heroes. Like, Cuckoo has a hero that actually initiates. And they have 2 ways to, like, hard initiate, which I think, I mean, that's 2 more ways than they had last time.
Yeah.
Last game, they were relying on a Force Staff up from Necro to start fights. Like, that's usually when you know circumstances have really devolved, let's just say.
Yeah.
When you're hoping that the Necro Force Staff force push into someone is how you win a fight, you probably lost the game.
Of course, this is not just a dual cast with myself and Blitz. We have our 2 lovely observers joining us as well for this broadcast. All right, so we're going to switch things up and put the PA at top with the Oracle against the Troll lane, because pretty sure there was no way you would want the Clockwork into that matchup. That being said, I don't like Clockwork versus Beastmaster either, so I actually don't know. There's no matchup that I think Cuckoo's going to be super happy with, so maybe it's better for the PA to be against the Beastmaster. I have no idea. But Brax is certainly dead. Cuckoo, very smart, stuck around, despite the fact, they wanted to switch up the lanes. Cuckoo sticks it out at bottom lane. They get the kill on Brax, which is now potentially going to force Brax, if he TP'd to bottom, then they're like, sick, we can actually stick with the lanes as they are. TP Cuckoo up to top, we've got the lanes we want. But Brax is not actually going to do that. He's going to run out to lane, which is very smart of him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like the most common way for teams who have a certain lane setup and they don't get that one when they rotate and they get a kill. Like, that's the way they can solidify the lanes.
They all in on the boar as Armel gets given the tip by Gunnar, and the reason for that is he astraled a neutral or a range creep, and he just denied it in front of his face. It's like, am I a joke to you? Think I'm just gonna let you get away with this?
He's currently 14-3, so you said you like seeing the Lina versus OD matchup. Well, it is looking pretty good so far. Cuckoo is gonna get disrupted by our Shadow Demons, so not going to be able to put that battery assault to good use. That is a couple things. Like, not a big fan of playing Clockwork against Beastmaster or Shadow Demon for the reasons of battery assault being easily negated, but the full aggro tri-lane now for Team. Oh, never mind. Nusham's going to head back up to top lane to join Eternal Envy. And Tim's actually gets a bit low here in this top lane. So does Cuckoo. The double ranged against the double melee. Definitely demonstrating the ease at which the harassment works.
I mean, he's going to get a nice fissure, but it's not going to block off Envy or Nusham. And I mean, this should just be, for the most part, like a free farm lane for Envy. Like, I don't think he really gets touched here. You see it already reflected in the CS, like both people having a hard time. This has just like been the story of last game too, where like both offlaners have just been completely screwed.
Yeah,
because of the safe lane matchup that they've had to go against.
But this time around, it's the Clockwork who is going to
Oh, mid.
benefit from that a little bit more. Gunnar
Might just be dead here.
Yeah, looks like he's very dead because that Fissure block is not going to be ending anytime soon. By the time it finally does, well, he does manage to hit the LSA, but Tim's is going to be able to land a big hit with the Enchant Totem. Very good setup there of
Very
Armel and Tim's. But yeah, Clockwork doesn't really need a whole lot of farm, right? While Beastmaster, I mean, Beastmaster is kind of like one of those quintessential greedy offlaners where you just kind of need to be able to sit in lane and farm and farm and farm.
I mean, he's a hero that if you don't just like get time to farm, it sucks because what you want to do naturally is like you want to take that bottom tower after and like press your advantage, and not being able to do that feels quite bad.
Ice Mike almost going down here. Unfortunately, the Fissure block didn't actually keep him in the river, which I think is what Tim's was looking for there.
It's that bottom lane, Gabby.
They can't really do a whole lot here. This setup, they have such good setup for the Fissure here. Fortunately, Ix Mike did read the situation there and managed to get the disruption off on Tim's before he got Fissure blocked in. We're going to return to our Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane as Newsham has come on down to help things out, but Gunnar actually getting caught here by rotation from Kuku. Looks like he didn't expect this one, and if he can keep up with the battery assault, Armel may be able to catch up eventually here as
This
Gunnar.
is a dive.
Battery assault wears out, and Gunnar can now turn around. Unfortunately, doesn't land the stun on Kuku. If he had, he might have been able to pick up a kill.
And they're putting a really big premium on this mid lane as Newsham.
Oh no, Armel!
Him into the stun.
He just ran forward to try and catch that Lina, but now may end up dying here as, the Fairy Fire will manage to keep him alive a little bit
Got a
longer.
salve too.
If he can get into the trees, he should be fine, especially since our Shadow Demon does not have Shadow Poison yet.
Smart of Armel too. Churns, I think, like, bad players, I mean, you're a pro at this point, so you don't really make these mistakes, but worth noting that he immediately pops it on Gunnar instead. As you see, Newsham is still hanging around this mid area, but without any mana on Gunnar, I don't think this is an actual attempt that'll succeed. So
yeah, I mean, with Mike here, if he gets the telekinesis into LSA, into disruption, well, this is just a mess.
That's a disaster now. He is going to get the rune up at top lane. I would agree with you, though, if they were actually able to combo the stun, but that was a big whiff.
Eternal Envy actually TPing out to Shrine as you got a little bit low, so that'll give Kuku some free time in lane. He's obviously not had a great time. He's level 4 compared to Envy, who is level 6. We saw that with his rotation. Whenever you see the offlaner rotate and try and kill mid, it's either a brilliant play or it's one of those, like, I hate my lane, let me do anything, literally anything else.
Guys, I have nothing to do here. Like,
Yeah.
just let me just do something. Let me feel like I'm a part of this game.
Yeah.
Let me feel alive.
And we can see exactly why Kuku shows his face for a little bit too long. Disruption into a kill. Now, Brax, he is having a better time in his laning phase. We did say, out of the two, if they're both getting equally screwed, the advantage is going to be to the Clockwork, who can, just kind of pick up level 6 and make do with what he has. But looks like Brax is doing much better than that.
Brax, though.
He's going to be caught, though.
Kuku actually rotated down for this, as Brax is going to get trapped up. Gabby's even going to come in. They're just skipping the creep wave to absolutely ensure this kill. I don't know how in love with this move I am.
I mean, I can kind of see it. He's like, screw it. I'm having a bad game. I'm at least going to make sure that the enemy offlaner has a bad game.
He's like, top is just not for me.
Yeah.
He's like, top.
I mean, honestly, at this point, they should make Tim's the 3 position. And he should just play, Fissure block top lane as much as possible.
I would kind of agree with that play, just because I think, at least in this situation, Tim's can, get something out of this top area.
Yeah.
He can just, Fissure block. He can nuke for CS. He doesn't have to, he's not in as bad of a situation, I think, as Kuku is. Because Kuku's life is pretty much just I'm watching UCS. This is great. Yeah,
I don't know, We say Tim should be top lane. Tim should try and get a little bit of farm here, but he shows up, almost immediately gets found by Alex Mike. He's going to be able to get a good Fisher and walk away. Kuku, meanwhile, killing Brax again. As we said, looks like he's just trying to make the opposing offlaner's life total hell. And Tim's does manage to get away thanks to his Tranquil Boots. And he even has the Clarity still in the bank, so he doesn't need to go anywhere. He can chill out on the side here and just pick up experience. It is still concerning that a troll is totally free farming. Then again, our PA and our OD are actually above him in CS. So it looks like we both, we have 2 cores on each side who are totally free farming.
It was the tri lane, and it was also the fact that Gunnar had got every hero ran at him at some point.
Yeah.
The clockwork rotation to top. I like that though. Kuku was like, guys, I'm not doing anything top. So I really like that rotation mid that he made. I wasn't the biggest fan of his rotation bottom, because I feel like it's just kind of a net trade.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, like Brax is still getting much more CS than you are, and you hamper a lot of your game by making that rotation. Essentially what you're saying is, I'm now the 4 position, which you agreed with that move. Is Brax likely to go down here again, as does not have the roar, does have a TP, but Gabby should get this kill pretty easily, as Mike's gonna rotate in.
Oh, Mike almost got the disruption save onto Brax, but now it's gonna be a 2-man stun set up for Gunnar.
Nice.
He's gonna be able to try and blow up both of them. Gabby still getting a little bit of healing left over from the Oracle.
Dead.
The imprisonment. He's gonna try and make a jump away, but Gabby actually still had plenty of HP. He was getting healed up from the Oracle.
Yeah, but you just throw the LSA. Oh, Gunnar. That was...
Yeah, Gunnar did not expect him to come back with that much HP, I guess. Gunnar has not played the cleanest game.
He I think, might be a little bit tilted, and this is going to further tilt you a little bit, as instead of a guaranteed kill on the PA...
No way. What?
Okay.
How is he getting out? He's not getting out.
He's dead.
Oh, he actually managed to get the cogs onto IX Mike. Not sure if you actually want to do this, Kuku, but...
Oh man, I can't believe that actually happened though. That's a really tilting play, because suddenly it was like, well, we guaranteed ourselves a kill, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, we didn't really. Now we've just died back to back for no reason. And now Gabby is, this is not the position that you wanted to be in against this PA, where you're just kind of watching her farm.
Tim stacking up the hard camp. I'm not entirely sure what for, because I feel like that's just gonna be something Jackie farms very soon. Considering how he's already top net worth, and it doesn't seem like TNC is going to make a rotation to shut him down. I was expecting maybe the PA would rotate up there and gank him, but Gabby seems content to chill out bottom and keep the Beastmaster down instead. He's going to be receiving a smoke gank here from Nushim and Gunnar, but
Kuku's
they fail to connect, and now Kuku.
Thank you for...
No, Hawk! It was right in front of him, but he couldn't see it, and it blocks his hook as a result. Now he's going to be disrupted into LSA, and it looks like imprisonment save. Gunnar, don't make this mistake again. All right, so straight up Dragon Slave will be able to get the kill.
What was...
Gabby's out of here. No, he's not!
He catches him.
A blind LSA from Gunnar. Actually, maybe not so blind. The Hawk behind the tower managed to spot him. He's going to be purged up, Gabby. He's dead, and they're going to be able to catch the Oracle as well. Team just making the first big rotation down to this bottom lane, and they are in the receiving end of 3 kills.
That was the 5-man rotation, by the way. So this is going to open up a lot of space for the OD. That is so unfortunate for Kuku. That was like...
I feel like that rotation, though, is just something that TNC should have made first, right?
Yeah.
Like, PA should have invaded the Trolls lane, killed him, take the tower.
They just swap out lanes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It would have been okay, I think, as bad as it sounds, because Kuku's not had, like, the best game and a half. If he hits that hook onto the Lina, then they probably kill the Lina, and none of that happens.
Oh, look at this. Cute little purge into hookshot play. That is a little cutesy move. It only kills the 5 position, but that's okay.
Now they're going to, in fact, just invade this mid tower, which is pretty big, as Gabby's going to get rooted up. Gunnar doing a lot of damage to mid, and he's killing the trees as well, so that nobody can sneak TP in, as Kuku is behind here.
Yeah, they've already used their hookshot, though.
Yeah, and OD TP'd bottom. I think Not really sure what the plan is to actually defend this.
Arm out. Whoa.
Oh,
A kill on Eternal Envy in the bottom lane. Looks like a good Fissure block from
I didn't actually
him
notice
set
that he was
up.
that far down.
Kuku just going to deal with the boar.
See ya.
Take the gold. No hook shot anyway for another 12 seconds. 8-5. A very slight lead for Team. Was a little bit bigger until Eternal Envy died like that in the bottom lane.
Envy's still having a pretty reasonably good game. Gunner's game has been slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah. Gunner's game is definitely... I mean, he had such a great performance in the first series, and I would say the first game of this series as well, but it's definitely the worst performance we've seen from him so far.
That
Tim's-
bottom move probably tilted the hell out of him.
Yeah.
It would have tilted the hell out of me. You know, where it's like, oh, it was a guaranteed kill on a PA, and why is the clockwork there? Why am I dead right now?
Yep.
Why is this clockwork just following me around? That's the best part of like when you successfully tilt a mid player. It's like the way that you do it is you just get in his face, so it feels like he can't make any.
Oh, that's not what you wanted at all. They smoke up into a high ground. Eternal Envy was in the perfect spot to be able to pop that smoke. Meanwhile, mid lane looks like they almost killed Gabby, but he's going to be saved just in time by the Oracle. Kuku doesn't die at top yet, but it looks like Tim's may be paying for Kuku's sins as he's going to be caught by the Fortune Send that was stolen by the Rubik. And so they take mid tower, get a kill in the top lane. Looks like things just... It could have been worse for TNC for sure, but it's still not going their way. And Team just going to keep up the momentum here. It all started with that heavy rotation down the bottom lane where they win a big team fight, take the tower, they take that map control, start putting some pressure on mid, eventually take that tower, and next it's going to be the top tier 1, and that'll be all 3 outer towers gone before TNC has taken a single tier 1 blitz. This has pretty much happened twice now that Team has walked away with the better pushing setup.
They're really good about doing that. I think this is probably like their biggest strength as a team, especially their prioritization of like making sure, even if the game's going kind of poorly, like taking that mid tower, getting these like little advantages as the hook shot's gonna fly on Anusham, and he should be 100% dead for this, and he definitely is, as he throws on his own cogs. But
Did you see that?
what
I think Clockwork one-shots Rubik's cogs.
do you think that should make sense?
I mean, Clockwork is not a great hero right now, so any little thing.
It's not like one of those game-breaking mechanics that like,
I don't think Ice Frog needs to change that one, you know?
yeah.
Gunner's running around with an Invis rune right now. Unfortunately, because his game has been so stalled out, he's not like level 12 or anything. I don't think there's any way he could solo kill Gavany. I think he knew that too, so he didn't even try and keep the Invis going. Instead, pushes out the lane and now smokes up with Mike, heads up to the top lane. But it looks like TNC knew, because they had some very deep vision around that mid area. They have one behind the tower and another one in that jungle just north of the mid tier.
I will say Armel's still playing a very, at least like he's playing a good OD game,
Yeah.
which means he's just getting like a prerequisite amount of farm, and he's going to be scary at some point. Like at some point you hope that this guy like comes online and just kind of one-shots everybody. But Envy on his troll again is having what I would say is a very solid game, despite the one move that he made bottom where he just sort of, I was like, oh, why is he there?
Yeah.
Okay, he's dead. But even that move wasn't like long-term that bad because the lane was so pushed in.
Yeah.
I will say, by the way, guys, like if you're learning to make like better Dota plays and stuff like that, and you're kind of confused, being on the enemy side of the map is just always better if you're gonna tank deaths, because it just means that they're not gonna get anything out of it. As you see, Brax is blocking with his boar.
Nicely done, Brax.
That's the second time now a pet has completely stopped him.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I've actually, I was already saying I didn't like playing Clockwork against Beastmaster. I don't think I played it since this new invisible Hawk that just AFKs in one spot, but Cuckoo is going to die here. Before it was even worse because the Hawk would move around constantly. So that matchup's, I guess, a little bit better since the Hawk is now stationary in one spot, but...
Did you see the neutrals, by the way? They almost got the last hit.
Oh, did they?
That would have made me sad.
Okay, so pretty much all the analysts agreed in the previous series. We watched Magical's OD go for...
X first?
Yeah, Scythe pretty much is his first main item. We're seeing this now with Armel. Hand minus into Scythe. Do you agree, disagree?
I think BKB against Team's lineup probably isn't that great.
Yeah, because the Beastmaster?
Yeah. And plus, like, Troll just hits on you.
Yeah.
The Hex isn't terrible.
Caught by the Rod of Atos, though, from the Lina. May be able to bring down Armel here. He managed to get into the trees. Going to TP out. Please tell me there's going to be Roar, and there it is going to be. They just expended so much. If Armel had just simply walked to the trees and TP'd out, I would have felt real bad for Team.
I will say OD, when it comes to, like, the game getting later and later, is really, really nice versus Troll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Nusham.
Shot. Nice kill. Gabby.
One shot after
That
another.
with the crit.
They're actually in Roshan, but because of Nusham's like deep play, he's trying to get wards down. Maybe they don't get it here as Cuckoo's...
Nice save from AU, and immediately gets the disarm onto the Troll as well. Looks like this Roshan play quickly turns into a team fight that will result in a couple of pickoffs here.
Dude, Cuckoo is so poor.
Yeah.
Now I will say, Cap, that I don't think he should have gone top. He needed something. Like, he has no farm at all. This is...
It's like they traded, like, one super greedy, like, in my opinion, bad offlaner for, like, the exact opposite of the spectrum, which is a super... I don't know, not greedy, but like Clockwork is like the least greedy of all the offlaners, but he's still kind of a garbage offlaner, at least in my opinion anyway. I just wish they gave Cuckoo like a normal offlane hero, you know?
You never know, he might be asking for it, but
yeah.
Let me just say that none of this is making him look particularly amazing. He's just like, I mean, somebody's got to have a rough game on TNC side, right?
Yeah.
Just sucks that Cuckoo's kind of having him back-to-back as...
Smoke up from behind. Cuckoo, nice reaction. He's going to be able to get the battery stall immediately onto IX Mike. Looks like they're going straight for the OD, though, and he is going to go down almost immediately. Tims just can't get anything off, and now Cuckoo,
nice.
Good hook shot away. TP out. Oh, TP's on cooldown, so he's going to be caught by Gunnar, it looks like. He's spotted by the creeps, and eventually Rod of Atos will come back up.
It was a cute play, but they are, in fact, going to lose 3 heroes and immediately go into the Roshan pit. Is Team IX Mike about to go undefeated at a LAN 4-0 in current year? It's looking like it right now. And they're in a great spot, 20 minutes in. About to be 6k up after they get the last hit on this Roshan. An Aegis on, looks like they're saving it. Guys, nobody actually grabbed this. Gunnar should be...
Gunner's on his way.
So, guys, this is like a really long...
Apparently, Gunnar was insisting that
Gunner's like, guys, no, it's not me.
What do you think of Gunner's build, by the way? Rod of Atos, and then into the Guardian Greaves build that we're seeing from so many mid heroes. Like
he does this a lot too when he's simply behind. He did this in the series that they played against, what was it, in the finals of the MDL in the lower bracket.
Yeah, that was.
Is that forward?
Forward, yeah. J-Storm was in before.
Yeah, they knocked out J-Storm first. It was against forward.
Look shot in. Looks like they blocked down Gunnar. That's going to be a really big kill if they can get it. Cuckoo's going to get traded out here. Oh no,
he's just standing his ground.
He just can't do enough damage. That mech build looks like it's going to keep him alive. Tims, what an initiation, but the disruption from IX Mike managed to save Gunnar alive still. AU comes in, tries
double
to
stun
nuke him
again.
out, but no, they do finally manage to bring down Gunnar, but it's going to be almost a total wipe here. Gabby, he's going to try and get one more kill before he dies, but he can't even get that. A buyback from AU, and there is a buyback from the OD, but this... there's no way. Even with that, there's no way.
That was so many stuns in a row. They all in on Gunnar. It took way too long for them to nab him. The buyback too from AU. He was just like, I have to try to save my PA. Maybe he can go. Oh no, he's actually dead. I'm not doing anything here. And 23 minutes in, they're going high ground. Envy's just hitting racks. Not a whole lot of rebuttal either because the Echo Slam was already used. They all in to try to kill the Lina, who was much tankier than they expected.
Yeah.
Atos plus the mech.
She's sitting at 2,000 HP, and then obviously you have the Guardian Grease Aura that kicks in, you have the heal that comes out as well, and then a defensive hero in Shatter Demon with the disruption. Who's gonna find Kuku here?
Kuku? Dude, you didn't even have vision there. You can't walk up there. That's not your place. And they're gonna just maybe march down mid. They know that Echo Slam's still down for some time. They still have Aegis too. This is a very value Aegis at this point. They are gonna fissure, but Envy was not blocked out by that.
I mean, an
MK's gonna go high ground
on the troll by 24 minutes. Like, this is no longer.
He can't fight him right now.
Yeah.
And if AU dies, that was his buyback too. Is they're gonna get double melee racks at just 24 minutes into the game. Team are just rolling so far.
Right, yeah, they're going to go all three. They're going to force TNC to fight right now while they still have that Aegis on Eternal Envy. So they've got to go in there. They've got to try and break this Aegis and not lose any heroes for it. But there goes Kuku. Of course, he dies, and unfortunately, it's going to be Armel as well. And this is going to be pretty much cleanup. AU has to use the false promise on himself, which will force out the GG call from
24-minute game. Dang, these guys look good right now. I really wish they would... Like, they need to pick Kuku different heroes, though. The types of heroes that they're currently picking for him, they just don't really do anything. The Necro... I see Zai in chat. I don't know, Zai, if you saw that game, but I can't imagine the Necro was the play into this Clockwork that just like... He's like, well, I'm just out of my lane. See ya. And he just wasn't really given the opportunity to play Dota. And Team, their moves to take mid, their moves to take bottom, it just felt like they were more focused on the objectives throughout this game.
Yeah.
When they set up around Roshan, both games, Team did such a good job of setting up around Roshan, and TNC didn't. It didn't look like they were prioritizing it very highly for whatever reason. And so that's just going to be a pretty easy and straightforward 2-0 for Team.